But from east to west and west to east, you should check that Jamhuriyat or democracy has one standard all over the world. Say,
No.
there is no standard shape of democracy. For every country, according to their own circumstances, they have their own way of election. Yes? For example, somewhere they elect the president directly by the public vote. Got it? Here in America, they are not electing the president by the public vote. They elect the president by what? By electoral college. Got it? Somewhere they elect the members of the parliament by the public vote, but the president or head of the state or chief executive is not elected by the general public vote. Then these members of parliament, they elect someone as minister or as a president. So it means no standard shape of democracy is anywhere. And that's why I mentioned to you that Sharia has given this right to Ahlul Halli wal Aqd. To who? To Ahlul Halli wal Aqd. And that is the standard way in Islam. And then to take it by force. So we said that this is not a standard way. But if it happened, so what you will do? Yes, there will be an uprising against someone who has taken the power by force. So if there will be uprising, so that will create a turmoil, or that will create a bloodshed. And if he has controlled the situation, and he is carrying the state and the nation both accordingly, so then there is no need of any standing up against him. Got it? So that is a happening. That's what? That's a happening. It happened. And the third one, that is Walayatul Ahad, to appoint someone as Khalifa after his death by the Khalifa. So Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he was elected by Ahlul Halli wal Aqd, and then the general public, they endorsed it. Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he was appointed by Sayyidina Abu Bakr, and then the general public, they endorsed him. Sayyidina Usman, he was elected by the Ahlul Halli wal Aqd, Ahlul Shura. By who? By Ahlul Shura, endorsed by the general public. And Sayyidina Ali, he was elected by the general public of Medina and later on endorsed by the general public from Islamic Khulafa. But he was actually elected by who? By the general public of Medina. He sat there in masjid and all the people were coming and giving him his pledge of allegiance. So anyhow, Hafiz ibn Hazm, he is a very great authority for Salafiyya. Hafiz ibn Hazm. Yes, his famous book is Al-Muhalla li Ibn Hazm. He has two famous books. Small books also he has, but two famous books. Number one, Al-Muhalla li Ibn Hazm. And number two, Al-Milal wal-Ara wal-Nihal. Al-Milal wal-Ara wal-Nihal. That's regarding Aqaid and Ilmul Kalam. Got it? So Hafiz ibn Hazm, he says that there is an ijma on wilayat ahad, that the Khalifa is to be appointed by his predecessor. Got it? There is an, so by ijma, we think that he means that ijma happened to this, that this is not a prohibited way of Khalafat. Ijma on this. Ijma not on that. If that is ijma, so then there was no any other way for electing a Khalifa or appointment of a Khalifa, but only Walayatul Ahad. So he meant that ijma is on this, that this way of Khilafat is not a forbidden one in Sharia. Got it? But Allama Mawardi, the authentic authority of social sciences and especially of politics, he said that is must, that the Waliul Ahad must have the qualities of Khalifa. The Waliul Ahad, who is to become Khalifa after the death of the predecessor, who is making a wasiyah for him. Yes, so this new guy, he must have the required qualities of Khalifa. And Allama Mawardi said, if he was a fasiq or he was underage, he was a fasiq or he was underage, and the predecessor appointed him as a Khalifa after him. So Allama Mawardi says that as long as the Ahlul Halli wal Aqd have not given him the pledge of allegiance after the death of his predecessor, so his Khulafa is not constituted. Because he said that what is the purpose of Khilafat? Why a Khalifa is needed? Why head of the state is needed? He said for the masalih and for the good of ummah. He is needed for what? For the good of ummah. And if somebody is a fasiq or he is underage, so there is no good in that guy for ummah. So that's why when the Ahlul Halli wal Aqd, and I told you that what we can mean by Ahlul Halli wal Aqd. Well, Yusuf was not here, so that's why I'm not going to ask him. Yes, I told you 2 durus before that hal mean untie and aqd mean tie. So it has 2 meanings. Number 1, those elites of society who are untying the mashakil and the difficulties, mean resolve that. They resolve the difficulties and the hardships. And if they want, they create a mushkila. They can create a mushkila. And the second meaning is that they have the power over their communities, that they can tie someone and they can untie someone. They have the power. So they are called Ahlul Halli wal Aqd. Got it? So it means that they have the power and they have the opinion. In brief, we can say that Ahlul Halli wal Aqd, who are the people? Number 1, they have the power, and number 2, they have the opinion. So power and opinion are meant in these guys. But this is the saying of Allama Mawardi. He says that if at the time of Wilayat Ahad, when the predecessor was making a will, at that time this new guy was either fasiq or underage. So his Khilafat is not constituted. It will be constituted when after the death of the predecessor, the Ahlul Halli wal Aqd will give him their pledge. That's what Allama Mawardi said. So with due respect to Allama Mawardi, he is authority. But still, we have a right, yes, to differ. So we say, oh Allama Mawardi, you are a great man. But here, there is a misconception. That you mean that at the time of Wilayat Ahad, when the Khalifa was making a will in favor of someone, so you mean that he is becoming Khalifa with that will. And we don't say like this. We say he has to become Khalifa with the pledge after the death of the predecessor. Before that, he is not considered Khalifa. That's why he is called Waliul Ahad, or Crown Prince. Yes, only to make you understand. In Sharia, there is no prince, but anyhow, to make you understand. Got it? That's why he's not called what? The king or the Malik. He's called what? Waliul Ahad. What? Waliul Ahad. So we say that, oh Allama Mawardi, if you say that the Khulafa is getting constituted with the pledge of the predecessor in his life, so he has been deposed or he is Khalifa. The predecessor, when he was making the pledge or writing the paper, so at that time, he remained Khalifa until his death or he was deposed? He remained Khalifa. So if the Khalifa of the second guy is also constituted, so there are 2 Khalifa for one state. There is no concept of 2 Khalifas for one state. So in his lifetime, he is not considered Khalifa. That is only his priority, that he should be given the pledge of allegiance by the Ahlul Halli wal Aqd. Got it? So you can call him nominated. You can call him what? Nominated. And now, Allama Mawardi, look at me, with elders, with our aslaf, we should not speak a word in such a way which is a disrespect to our aslaf. Allama Wardi is our imam. Got it? But we deferred him. So we did not defer him just in the air. Yeah, shooting air in the air. He did not shoot in the air. We have a base for that. That Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, rahmatullahi alayh, he was appointed by his predecessor as Waliul Ahad. But he was not considered Khalifa with that Ahad. Because he himself made it clear. When the Khalifa died, he led his Salati Janazah and he came back to the masjid. So he ordered people to gather together in masjid. So they came to masjid. And فَحَمِدَ اللَّهَ وَاسْنَا عَلَيْهِ, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz rahmatullahi alayh, he said his khutbah and he said, أَمَّا بَعْدْ فَإِنِّي قَدْ وُلِّيتُ عَلَيْكُمْ فَإِنِّي وَأُوتِيتُ الْعَهَدِ, I have been appointed on you. And ahad, our word and promise has been given to me that you will be the Khalifa. Got it? And I was not looking for that, nor I am looking now for that. At that time I was not looking for Khilafat. Even now I am not looking. So it means he was not Khalifa. Otherwise, why he is looking for Khilafat? You are getting the idea or not?
Yes. Yes.
That's how we argue. That I was not looking for Khilafat, nor I am looking now. Got it? So if you people, you want to give this position to somebody else, فَبِالرَّاسِ وَالْعَيْنِ, from the bottom of my heart. So if he was Khalifa, so how the people can give that Khilafat to somebody else? Got it? As long as he has not been deposed. So he was not considered Khalifa before pledge of allegiance. So that's why he said, if you want to appoint somebody else, that will be good. You are free. But before Umar ibn Abdul Aziz even, Yazid, the famous Yazid ibn Muawiyah, Raziyallahu ta'ala an. So this Yazid ibn Muawiyah, he appointed his son Muawiyah. His son name was Muawiyah the second. Muawiyah the second. So he appointed Muawiyah the second as Waliul Ahad. Got it? And that Muawiyah the second was a very nice man. He was called Hamamatul Masjid, the pigeon of the masjid. He was either worshipping or he was reciting Quran. And people say when he was reciting or praying, he was crying like a baby to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's why the people used to call him Hamamatul Masjid. What? Hamamatul Masjid, the pigeon of the masjid. So this Muawiyah ibn Yazid, he also, in his first union address, he said that never I had been in love with Khilafat, nor I am in love with Khilafat. If you want, so you can appoint somebody else. But people were not doing that. So again he addressed them. That look, if this Khilafat and rule is a good thing, so my family, we have taken our own due share from that. My grandfather remained Khalifa and my father remained Khalifa. So our share we have already taken. And if that is something bad, so for us, that bad of my father and grandfather is enough. I don't want to increase to that furthermore. So in any way, if that is good, just give it to someone else. If that is bad, so please release us. Still people were not. So after 40 days, he said his last speech and he entered to his house, never came out. In young age, he passed away. Got it? And even the people in his last address told him that if you don't want to be Khalifa, so put your brother Khalid ibn Yazid in your place. His other brother, younger brother, Khalid ibn Yazid. So that's why he said that if that is something good, we have taken our due share. If that's something bad, so that is enough for us to get punished with. Got it? And he said that actually my grandfather, he disputed with Sayyidina Ali, Raziyallahu ta'ala an, and he said that Ali was much more deserving personality for that. What a man he was. He said Ali, he was the much more deserving personality for that Khilafat. And he said, then my father, he put that my grandfather, he put my father as Khalifa. And he said that he are in his rule. He are in his rule. The family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam got killed. And now my father is in grave. He is facing what he is facing. He is facing. And he broke in tears. He was crying like a baby that my father is in his grave and he is facing what he is facing. Because he killed the family of Rasulullah, or in his rule the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam got killed. Got it? So he said that look, nobody wala taziru waziratum wizra ukhra. Nobody can carry the load of others. Nobody can carry the load of others. And this is a very big load. I cannot carry it. So that's why we say that istikhlaf. This is called istikhlaf, making someone Khalifa after himself. So this istikhlaf, that is not a aqad. This is a ahad. You should write this word. This is not a aqad. With aqad, the thing is constituted. That is done. This only a ahad. That's a promise. And this ahad turned to aqad with pledge of allegiance by Ahlul Halli wal Aqd. So furthermore, inshallah, wa sallallahu ta'ala ala khair khalqih, Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.